heart is us. It's always been us.
Chinkies, Scooby's right.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 animated series everyone needs to see at least once.
My first girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy.
Number 10, Adventure Time. The 2010s experienced a glut of whimsical, colorful adventure cartoons with quirky, offbeat humor, and most of them can be traced back to Adventure Time. The show follows Finn the human, Jake the dog, and many of the other residents of their magical post-apocalyptic land.
My army of friends! Today, we will lose this battle, but we will also win it!
Yeah!
The premise of the fantasy series allows for a ton of variety, from comedy to action to romance. As such, Adventure Time has a little bit of everything, and it's all tied together with its signature strange yet charming style.
You scared me there. What, with the appearing out of thin air and staring at me all creepy, and now you're just reaching towards me?
While it's episodic enough that anyone can jump in at nearly any time, Adventure Time also features excellent character progression and an overarching storyline. The original show may have ended, but the fun never does. Number 9, Tom and Jerry. There are a cavalcade of cartoons to choose from, but for this list, we're going with Tom and Jerry. The original shorts from the 40s to the 60s center on the eponymous cat and mouse, who are forever locked in a game of, well, cat and mouse. Tom's attempts to catch Jerry rarely go well, though. In many cases, the feline pursuer finds himself outwitted or severely injured because of the wily rodent's actions, while there are a few times they'll team up against a greater threat or for a common goal. Chase cartoons are a quintessential variety of the golden age of cartoon shorts, and Tom and Jerry perfected them. Number 8, Gargoyles. Easily the most underrated show on our list, Gargoyles is also one of the darkest, well, of those made for kids anyway. The series follows a group of living gargoyles who turn to stone by day and battle crime and evil by night.
Goliath, we owe you our lives, as we owe you ours every day.
Gargoyles has held up incredibly well, given that it helped lay the foundation for heavy story and character arcs in cartoons. It also draws inspiration from Shakespeare and features some of the most brilliant and well-written villains out there.
I was a little worried that I might be getting soft, but I was able to stand up against Goliath, the greatest warrior alive. I'd say I've still got the edge.
Gargoyles' initial reception may have been stone cold, but now, here in the era of streaming, your ignorance can be broken, and it can live again. Plus, Disney Plus announced in 2023 that a live-action reboot was in the works.
You have to go, now!
Wait, will I see you again? I'd like to know more about you.
Number 7, Rugrats. This franchise may be about babies, but don't make the mistake that it's for babies.
I promise we'll always be the bestest friends in the whole wide world forever. Me too!
Well, it is, but not only children can enjoy the adventure of Tommy Pickles and his friends. These infants and toddlers take ordinary life and make it fantastical.
I'll help you! Dotted line girl, you saved us! It was nothing.
In addition to turning the way you see the world on its head, Rugrats also features some great satire of everyday life that people of all ages can appreciate.
Stu, what are you doing?
Making chocolate pudding.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
Because I've lost control of my life.
Running from 1991 to 2004, the original Rugrats TV series is one of the longest Nickelodeon shows for good reason, and its reboot is shaping up pretty nicely too. Number 6, BoJack Horseman.
Diane? Tell me, please, Diane, tell me that I'm good.
An adult animated series about the has-been horse actor of the same name, BoJack Horseman may take place in a brightly colored world, but it's one of the most sobering, dark cartoons around. Bojack's attempts to revive his career while struggling with substance use disorder and mental health issues can be a tough watch sometimes. But the show is well worth the discomfort.
I don't understand how people live. It's amazing to me that people wake up every morning and say, yeah, another day, let's do it. How do people do it?
The series also delves into the uglier side of the entertainment industry, with potent parodies and biting humor. BoJack Horseman will give you all the feels, from laughter to sorrow to everything in between.
It gets easier.
Huh?
Every day it gets a little easier.
Yeah?
But you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part. But it does get easier.
Number 5. Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Makes you want to throw up, don't it? Let me take that for you so you don't contaminate those badly drawn fingers.
There are a lot of cartoons about kids just hanging out and doing kid things, but none of them are quite as definitive as Ed, Edd and Eddy. The show follows the trio of similarly named boys and the antics they get up to with the other kids in the neighborhood.
Land ho!
Huh? Where, Eddie? Where?
Land over there and land over there. It's a joke, Johnny. Lighten up.
Motivated primarily by candy, particularly Jawbreakers, the Ed schemes and their mishaps feel like they could take place during anyone's childhood in any decade. Whether you're a kid now or just want to remind yourself of your own childhood, Ed, Edd and Eddy is a perfect time capsule of juvenile fun.
We love you too, Eds!
Number 4. DuckTales. Whether you're into the reboot or the original, you really can't go wrong grabbing onto some DuckTales.
Whoa. So what is it exactly?
The stuff dreams are made of.
This Disney adventure franchise follows the globe-trotting explorations of the greedy Scrooge McDuck, his grandnephews, and their friends. Both versions feature a great balance of action, comedy, and wonder, while each has its own strengths. The original is more episodic, while the reboot is more serialized.
I tried to rein you in, isolate you, but your adventures just kept getting bigger, as did your family.
Plus, no matter which version, DuckTales has been one of the most infectiously catchy theme songs ever made that will live rent-free in your brain for decades.
Tales of daring, new bad and good DuckTales.
Number 3. Ben 10.
A watch? What's a watch doing in outer space?
This sci-fi superhero series spawned a huge franchise of excellent shows, but it's the original that everyone should check out if you don't have time for any of the others. While on a road trip with his grandpa and cousin, Ben Tennyson becomes bonded with an alien device that lets him transform into a number of different aliens, each with special abilities.
Hey, I'm on fire, and I'm okay. Check it out. I'm totally hot.
While superhero stories are nothing new, Ben 10 has a unique spin on a familiar formula, with relatable characters and an ever-growing mythology that unfolds nicely across the show, while still telling individual stories. And even with all its sequels, TV films, and reboots, Ben 10 still feels fresh.
What about all the times you saved Grandpa, or me, or lots of other people when you weren't an alien? You are a hero, even if you can't go hero.
Number 2. ScoobyDoo Franchise. Yes, the whole thing.
Oh, I see you made it. Well, bring the dog and come in. The others are waiting inside.
There have been over a dozen different shows about the titular cowardly crime-solving dog and his friends. While not all of them are worth a Scooby snack, the sheer number of them means that practically everyone has seen at least one of them over the decades. And if you haven't, you're missing out.
The 5 of us.
Our friendship.
Our love for one another.
Like, that's the true heart of the Jaguar.
And that is something that monster can never take away.
Whether you're into the cheese of the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You, or the juvenile fun of a pup named Scooby-Doo, or the surprising depth and sarcastic humor of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, you're bound to have a good time with these meddling kids and their Great Dane.
Okay, Tony. I'll go find a phone while you guard the dog.
Dog? What dog? Like I think he means you, Scoob.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Flintstones. Basically the template for every animated sitcom.
Look at that Bam Bam.
He won't make a move without his barbell. Oh, okay, Bam Bam. That's enough. Drop it.
No! Right on my toe!
See how he listens to me?
Animaniacs. The original and rebooted series are fantastic, hilarious variety shows.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic, Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too.
Gravity Falls. The mystery show that wouldn't be here if it weren't for Scooby-Doo.
It's not on any maps, and most people have never heard of it. Some people think it's a myth. But if you're curious, don't wait.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Cartoons so rarely embrace horror. Rick and Morty. It's inescapable. Plus, it's far deeper than it might seem.
I realize now that I'm attracted to you for the same reason I can't be with you. You can't change.
And I have no problem with that, but it clearly means I have a problem with myself.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Life happens wherever you are, whether you make it or not.
Surprised? Probably not, because you just can't beat this animated Nickelodeon action series. The story of the young Avatar's attempts to save the world isn't just a great cartoon. It's one of the great fantasy epics written in the last few decades.
You make one step backward, one slip up, give me one reason to think you might hurt Aang, and you won't have to worry about your destiny anymore. Because I'll make sure your destiny ends right then and there.
With impeccable world building, brilliant character development, incredible action, hilarious comedy, and much more besides, it's no wonder that Avatar: The Last Airbender has acquired such a devoted following. And thanks to the ever-expanding franchise around the show, it's never too late to see what all the hype is about.
The air nomad's love for you has not left this world. It is still inside of your heart and is reborn in the form of new love.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.